hope you're doing well. I just wanted to put together a tutorial today for how to apply fake lashes. So I had no idea this was going to be such a popular topic, but we put up a poll asking what you wanted to see for the next tutorial, and it was like a resounding yes on this. Okay, first things first, what are you going to need? Lashes, of course, okay? The type of lash doesn't really matter. We all have personal preference on that. You can go cheap, you can go expensive. I'll talk to you about the pros and cons of each as we get into it. Lash glue, okay? Super important. I will talk to you about the brand that I like, the type that I like from that brand, and why it makes a difference, but we'll get into that. Scissors. These are a game changer, people. Godsend. A lot of you don't realize that you can trim these to match the size of your eye, and then you don't have it like poking you in the eye, drifting off the side here, lifting, popping, all the things that make us want to rip them off and never put them on again. It's gonna be right here, okay? Tweezers. You do not need to buy the lashes that come with the little fake plastic tweezers and the little, like push thing to put it on. That is just a ploy to get you to spend a couple more bucks on your lashes that you don't need. All you need is something tweezy to put them on that doesn't require your fingers, because you get your fingers on the glue and it sticks to the lashes, and then your lashes, and then you go to lift it and it lifts the lash off, and then you want to kill yourself, and just a hot mess, right? Okay. And last but not least, mascara. You should be putting mascara on your lashes before you do this, so we'll talk about my preference for that, and it's just gonna make it all blend together much more nicely. You can curl your lashes ahead of time if you'd like, not required, but so let's get started, okay? Lashes. I'm using these. We were actually just doing a giveaway for these, if you recognize them. These are the Eyelure by Nikki Philippi lashes. Okay, real talk, I may or may not have picked them because her last name is like one letter off from my maiden name. So I'd like to say that I had like a really good reason for picking these, like, oh, they were made with something different, or the shape looked really nice, but I was just a little bit egocentric and was like, hey, that's my last name, I'm gonna buy these. Okay, but what I didn't expect is that I was gonna love them. So I literally got these at Walgreens, okay? These are not like fancy, not crazy, but they are so comfy and they fit my eye shape and it's wonderful. So these are from the Vlogger series. They've got a whole bunch of kinds you can look into. As far as what lashes you need, like I said, you can invest a lot, you can go cheap. It's totally fine, it's up to your preferences. Me, we all know I'm a hot mess, right? So like, I just wanna like wear these one time, forget about it in bed, roll over, rip them off my eyes, and like leave them on my pillow or something, and not like feel guilty about it. Other people, they like to invest in the mink lashes that have like the material band, and those are gonna last a lot longer and they can be more comfortable. But like, I know I'm not gonna take care of them, let's be real. And then I'm gonna feel really bad that I just wore $30 on my eye for a night and then like bent them all crooked because I slept on them, right? So I go cheap, totally up to you. Find one that fits your budget, fits your lifestyle. So then here's something nobody else talks about when picking out lashes. And you guys know when I do tutorials for you, I always try to like do a little bit more research. Like I can tell you how I do it, but like that may not suit you exactly. And you may have, different eyes than I do. I don't know. So I try to do a little bit of background research and bring something new to the table that you may not have heard before. So I can also talk to you about picking the type of lash that fits your eye shape. Have I ever done this before? No. Okay, but now that I come to think of it, there have been lashes that I've tried where I'm like, doesn't look as good on me as some other lashes I was thinking of. It was probably because it didn't really suit my eye. So, picking lashes for your eye shape. Here's the lowdown. Almond eyes. Y'all are like, what is it, AB blood or O negative that can like give or take anybody. Almond eyes can wear whatever the hell they want. Basically, that's it. So you jerks with the almond eyes, just, there you go, stop here. If you're wondering what almond eyes are, apparently it's when like the top of your iris and the bottom of your iris disappear into like, mine doesn't do it. Like you can see the bottom of my iris, but if it like sinks into or disappears into both the top and the bottom parts of your eyelid, okay, that's usually a hint that you have almond eyes. Okay, deep set eyes. If you have deep set eyes, that's gonna give the illusion of a more prominent brow bone. So the best type of lash that you could wear to balance that out are the lashes that have like longer lashes in the center, okay, because that's gonna even that out. Now, downturned eyes. If you have eyes that turn sort of down. Okay, great. Downturned eyes. If you have downturned eyes, what you're gonna wanna go for is a shorter strip lash, okay? And by shorter, I don't mean shorter in length, I mean shorter in width. Because if you come out past the corner of your eye here, it's gonna accentuate that drooping effect even more. So a shorter strip lash, or you can trim it more, we can talk about this, that's longer in length toward the outside, feathered on the outside. I kind of have a little bit of a downturned eye. I mean, mine are more hooded than anything, but I love the type of lashes that get longer towards the outer wing because it sort of creates like a lifting effect, right? So that's what you wanna look for. Hooded eyes, very similarly, like me, you're gonna want a thin strip lash, so something with like a super thick material band is not gonna fly, right? Because you don't have a lot of eyelid on where to place it, and it should be shorter in length. Again, you have that hood that creates that sort of dragging feeling, so you do not want your lashes to come all the way out here and sort of continue that effect. You want things that are gonna come in tight here toward the corner and create a lift, okay? Really prominent eyes, here's a trick for you. So you might try balancing out eyes that appear to like push forward with a set of strip lashes, obviously not as large, but a set of strip lashes on your lower. So if you do upper and lower, or even if you want to do just like the individual fakes right here, it will balance that out and create the illusion of pushing your eyes back a little. And then for all of us, whether or not we have closer or wide set eyes, how you apply it is going to be important as well. So like if you have really close set eyes, you can create the illusion of separating them by placing your lashes a little further toward the outside so that they come out just a little bit outside your eyes. If you have wide set eyes, you can draw them together a bit by bringing the lashes closer to the inner corner of your eye. Make sense? So let's get started, but before we unbox these, there's a couple things you need to do first, okay? First, you'll see I applied liner. Now, it does not have to be some dramatic big cat eye, right? But the only reason you're applying liner, even if you have hooded lids and you don't even see it, you're applying liner to get black on where your eyelid meets your lashes. Because if there is skin there that you can see, that means you may see the glue, you may see the strip. It's just to camouflage the fact that you're wearing fake lashes there. Now, your lashes should be tucked pretty well underneath that ridge of where like your eyelid meets your lash, okay? It should be right in here, not sitting on top of your lash. Does that make sense? So like, here's your eyelid, here's the ridge, here's where it connects to the lash. It should tuck right in here, not lay on top of your lashes, otherwise you're gonna have space in between, and that's just gonna look funky. But if you give yourself some eyeliner right there, it will help disguise that you have anything fake going on. Next, mascara, okay? Prep your eyelashes by having some mascara on first. I am gonna show you our Lash Sense with Undersense by Senegence, okay? Because this could be a godsend for those of you who maybe on a daily basis don't wanna wear lashes, but you would like to add a little bulk. So we'll kill two birds with one stone here and I'll show you how this works. This is your primer, okay? It builds bulk and you can build layers of it if you'd like. And then this is the mascara side. And of course, it's a Senegence product, which means it's not going to come off, okay? So let's just apply this really quickly and I'll kind of show you the effect.
I'm going to go and you can see how many lashes, right? Yeah. Because adding fibers to them. I remember when we first came out with stuff like this on Senegence, but like yours, but fibers, actually, first, but
A few moments later.
Okay, we've got our mascara on. I can actually see my lashes. Got some bulk there, something for your grit onto, okay? Now we can unbox the lashes. So these are what the lashes look like when you take them out of the box, okay? And how you remove them from this plastic piece matters because you can cause damage to these lashes, especially if they're not the most expensive kind, okay? So first things first, you're always gonna remove it from the outside. The inside is very sensitive. I know that we all probably, that's the part we struggle with most, is getting our lash to lay flat and adhere to the inside corner of our eye, right? So if you pull on that and mess with its natural shape, you're gonna have problems, okay? So you're gonna pull from the outside. Now, never use a tool. Again, because these are sensitive and you can bend it in a way that it's not gonna wanna lay on your lash again. So I recommend just starting from the outer corner. I just very lightly grab a little hair. I don't go hard, gentle. And then once I get that corner lifted up, The next thing you're going to do is, I don't know about y'all, but my eyes aren't necessarily in that exact shape, right? And I need this lash to be flexible. The spine of it needs to move, needs to want to conform, needs to not flatten on me. So a nice little trick of what to do with this is to wrap it around your pinky, okay? If you wrap it around your pinky, that's gonna add some shape to it. It's gonna make sure it doesn't fall flat on you, and it's gonna make it more flexible. Now, sizing and trimming your lashes. This is like the most important part, okay? So first off, the inside corner should start where the natural bulk of your lashes start, okay? So we all know they get a little bit sparse in here. And if you try to start the lash in there, I'm sure you all have had where it's like poking you in the corner of the eye and you just want to rip it off, and then your eye waters, and then that separates the glue, and then it lifts up, and then you've got like the flutter eye, and just, I know. Okay, so where you should start is where the natural bulk of your lashes starts. So for me, this is like right about in that area. And you can, before you put any glue, lay it there, okay, and see how it's gonna look. Now, these happen to be sized really well for my eye. Yeah, maybe that's why I love them so much, but I will tell you the proper size for your eye is when you lay the inner corner at the natural bulk of your lashes, and then you go to where it lays on the outside, because technically if I flatten this out, it's gonna come out a little further. I'm gonna count from the edge of my eye 1 to 2 lashes in, and I'm gonna cut it there, okay? So technically I could kind of get away with these, but do you see how the lash kind of comes out here and brings my eye a little bit down? It'd be a lot better if it ended pointing upward and lifted my eye. So I'm gonna count, because, can't emphasize this enough, because these ones are really close to the size of my eye. If you had a lash that was much longer than your eye, again, go to the edge of where your eyelashes are, your natural eyelashes, and count like 2 lashes in. Some people say 4, but I just feel like that's too much bulk. But just count a few lashes in, okay, and trim it there. That way, you still have 1 or 2 of your lashes on the outside. So now we trim, and the question is where, okay? So I'm gonna take like 2 lashes off the outside of this. My scissors. And you might think, I'll cut here. Stop. Hold the phone, okay? Turn it around and only trim from the spine side. And here's why. These are all fluttered together. So if I start to cut from here, I'm gonna cut through lash. Valuable, beautiful lash, okay? So I'm gonna cut from the spine side. Now, there are a lot of people who disagree about which side you should cut your lashes. I've seen people say always cut from the inside so you don't lose any of the bulk and the volume on the outside. And I've seen people who say cut from the outside so that you don't have all of a sudden a giant lash starting on the inside part of your eye. I would say that it depends on the lash. If you have a very light lash where you can see the tapering starts early, then I'd say it'd be okay to cut from the inside portion of the lash, right? Because I do love that beautiful volume on the outside edge, okay? But if it's a very full lash, like I think this one's pretty full, certainly we could get more dramatic with it, but this is a pretty full lash. I do not want to cut the inside corner of the eye, because do you see how if I did that, all of a sudden I just have like, it'd be like lash, lash, crazy spider lash, and then nothing. It would be so obvious, like natural, bam, okay? That's not natural, okay? So I'm gonna cut from the outside edge of this one. As much as I don't wanna lose any of that beautiful volume, it's gonna look more natural if I do it this way. I'm just gonna go in and cut about 2 lashes. Gone. Now glue, let's talk glue, okay? I like Duo, and I'll tell you, I often use Duo in black. I feel like it blends, again, my lashes a little better if I have a little excess glue. It just looks like eyeliner. However, the black comes in a tube for which I quite clearly always lose the lid, which means every time I use it, it dries, and then I have to hope I can get enough product here to pull the plug of glue out, right? And a lot of times that doesn't work, so I end up cutting the nozzle down and down and down and down, and then I squeeze it, and then it explodes on me, and it's just a hot mess. So I have transferred, even though I don't like the color as much, to this Duo wand glue, okay? Because I can control it with a wand, it's not gonna dry up on me. It's pretty good. It's actually lighter and a lot less bulky. So I'm gonna use this to apply my lashes today. So now I'm gonna apply this in a thin layer against only the spine, just the plastic part. I should not be getting any on the hairs of the lashes. So thin layer, you can always add more, right? And I'm just gonna make sure that I've coated that spine. Nice. Now, here's the other secret. This is almost as big as the trimming secret. A lot of girls do that and then they just go straight away to apply. Stop. Okay, so we need to let this dry. And that may sound counterproductive, but I'm not talking about fully like crystallized dry. I'm talking about just enough to get tacky. So in order to get these dry, I'm just gonna recommend this bit right here, okay? You could blow on it, but then I think about like germs from your mouth going into your eye, and I don't know, it's not. So just this, okay? Just enough to get tacky so that when you set it here, it's like a sticker and not a liquid. Does that make sense? Okay? So once it's nice and tacky, I will say the nice thing about the black glue that I've used in the past is the glue actually goes from like gray to black when it starts to getting to that point, so you can tell a little better. But this, I mean, just make sure it doesn't look like it's about to drip off the dang thing. And I promise you'll know like as soon as you put it on your eye. So now applying the lash, okay? We're gonna use tweezers for this. And I'm just gonna recommend just holding the center of the lash here, right? So remember, I'm gonna get up in your face here, okay? Remember that you want that inside corner to start where the bulk of your inside lashes are, okay? So I'm just gonna lay it nicely right about there. Just lay it on top, okay? And then I'm gonna scoot this thing toward the skin, that ridge of my eyelid that I talked about, right? So I'm just gonna start pushing it toward, from each corner, toward the skin of my eye. Now I can tell too if I close my eye, is it right up against that ridge? We did pretty good with it, okay? So I just placed it there, and because the glue was already tacky, it wants to stick right away. It's not falling off, the corner's not lifting, it's happy, okay? Now, the key to making sure this is gonna stay that way is bonding it. And I had never heard of this term until I started doing a little more research on this. I just thought that I was like a genius and knew something that nobody else did, but apparently it's called bonding, and it's when you pinch it. So just take your fingers and you're going to pinch your lash between like your natural lash and the fake lash. And you can also use this opportunity if you feel that the ridge is not close enough to your eyelid, you can push it back a little. So just, I guess this is better like do as I do, not as I say. I don't really know how to explain this, but so I'm gonna pinch that together. The inside corner is especially important for this. So now this sucker's not coming off, okay? And now the bonus is if you want a little bit of lift, when you go to pinch, you can actually kind of like tilt this back a little bit and pinch it pointing upward. And then I've got like nice lift and volume there. So now you can see that lash, it is secure, it's not coming off, okay? It's not lifting in the corner. It looks nice, I don't have any parts sticking out. It suits my eye shape, and you'll see it ends right before the edge there. So it's created lift. You see how this eye sort of seems downturned? This one seems lifted, and it hides my hood. We're great, this is a beautiful thing. So let's put on the other one, and then I'll show you the final look. Okay girls, so this is the final look. I've got my lashes on, they're nice and secure. They're not irritating me, they're not poking me. They do not feel like they're gonna come off, and I'm all set for a fun night out or going to work. These do not have to be some big special occasion thing. I think you'll find the more you practice with them and the more you use these tips and tricks, it will no longer be this big to-do that has to be when you're fully getting dressed up. You will end up using them more often, so try these out. Let me know how it works. Let me know if you have questions, and I look forward to our next tutorial. Bye!